Oh, look, he knows it. He was not the nicest guy, but you have to give him the benefit of the doubt on a couple things. Number one, he's not just a bicycle racer anymore. He's a public figure of the highest order.
Floyd Landis speaks carefully about Lance Armstrong. The two men happened to be in New York at the same time. Armstrong is preparing for the city's famous marathon, using his celebrity to raise money for cancer research. Although they are former teammates, they are not close friends and do not meet. Yet when Landis tested positive last summer, among the first people he heard from, you guessed it, Armstrong.
Well, the only person that really could relate was Lance, and he called me in the beginning after a couple of my press conferences and told me to shut up, basically. So I listened. No, what he said was, listen, you can't win. No matter what you say now, that it's not going to come out the way you want it to come out, so just don't talk.
Dick Pound wishes Landis would speak up. He knows the American is just the latest in a long list of cyclists to deny taking drugs.
If in his heart of hearts Landis knows what the truth is, and the truth is that he was doped, he should say that. I mean, it's not going to make it better or worse in terms of the offense, but it'll do more for him and more for the sport for somebody in that position to say, hey, here's what's happening.
If he's insinuating that admitting to something I didn't do would make me a hero, then that confuses me.
If Landis has any plans to be a hero, he says, it's on the bike. He's training again after hip surgery in September, and he says he'll be good to go for the next Tour de France. But to do that, he'll have to win an appeal before an arbitration panel, try to explain away that positive test for a high level of testosterone. Pages long on his website.
I think people need to get clearly understood is that it was not a positive test in the first place. It was advertised
what was
as...
It, though? Like, what showed up in your sample?
Nothing. Unfortunately, it's 300. And right. If you don't know what you're looking for, it's complicated.
Andreu's life may have taken a different path, but he too has found himself defensive. He believes his sworn testimony linking Lance Armstrong to drugs is for the cycling community. He's been fired from one job. Another is up in the air. Still, Andreu feels a duty to help cure the sport of its drug addiction. Late last year, he was in Washington to lobby politicians for more financial support for anti-doping programs.
Nobody likes riding dirty. Nobody likes having this involved in the sport. If everybody had a choice if they could race clean, 100% of the guys would say, heck yeah, let's do it. But they don't know. They're all afraid of what somebody else is doing. And that's kind of the catch-22.
What's important is that everybody in sport be held accountable for his or her conduct. And one of the sport rules is we don't use certain drugs. That's our deal. If you don't like that deal, nobody's forcing you to participate.
I'm going to do my best to try to change the opinions of the people that have made up their mind. But like I said, I understand the context of society right now and the things going on before this.
And it is that history, that record of deceit, which now jeopardizes one of the world's most storied events. The credibility of the sport and many of its biggest stars at stake. Cycling is at a turning point. Does it come clean or continue its cycle of denial? Tom Harrington, CBC News.